Watching movies and dying inside. Watching movies and dying inside.
Hi there, gang, and welcome back to Watching Movies and Dyin Inside. Today we're going to be looking at 1989's She's Out of Control, directed by Stan Dragoti. So this film stars Tony Danza, who's uncomfortable with his teenage daughter, played by Ami Dolenz's burgeoning womanhood. Which seems like an odd idea for a comedy, but, I mean, you know, it's a bad idea can be salvaged by a really good execution. It's a weird idea for a comedy. I'll give it that. So even if the film isn't very good, the music is by Alan Silvestri, who did the music for Back to the Future and Forrest Gump and Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. At the very least, the music is going to be incredible. Not much, I can expect. I guess the only other thing I can think of is that if the character played by Tony Danza is not named Tony, I'm going to be very disappointed. So anyway, without further ado, I guess we're going to dive on in and hope for the best.
Watching movies and dying inside.
I'm so confused. I guess that was Tony Danza who dove headfirst out a window? But he seems fine?
15 candles.
Okay, so I guess Tony Danza's daughter is turning 15. I guess I was maybe expecting the daughter to be younger, because that might have made a little more sense for him to be freaked out about it, but, in another year, you can drive. In 2 years, you can vote. Depending on where you're located, 1 to 3 years, you can drink. And then 4 years after that, you can, rent a car. What was I talking about?
Happy birthday.
Dad, I already have a teddy bear.
Well, I know, but it's pretty beat up. I mean, it was for your first 15 years, and this is for your next 15.
So I guess this movie is going to be about this guy coming to terms with his daughter growing up, which seems like more his problem than hers.
Dad.
Oh, my stars.
Dad.
He really needs to stop staring at that teenager. I'm not sure if they've said what Tony Danza's character's name is yet. His last name is Simpson.
Well, isn't it great? Janet helped me.
Isn't she beautiful, Doug? Doug?
Doug! Okay, that's his name. I'm slightly disappointed that his name isn't Tony, but I will say the name Doug Simpson is... I don't hate it.
Oh, Brian, nice of you to stop by. Hey, listen, I know you're the best.
I'm beginning to understand where this guy's anxiety comes from, because the guy goes on vacation, and then he comes home, and his daughter looks completely different, and has a whole bunch of guys calling, and showing up to take her on dates out of nowhere. I guess it doesn't help that some of these guys picking her up on dates look really old.
Friday.
Dad, I can't.
Saturday.
Dad, I'm sorry.
Sunday, please. Give me Sunday. I want Sunday.
What am I doing Sunday?
A better question ought to be, who is she doing on Sunday? Hada-bada-bada. I haven't noticed the actual score for the film so far, which is kind of disappointing because it is Alan Silvestri. But I will say, the songs from the 50s and 60s and 80s in particular, they've all been winners so far. Oh, for love of crumb cake.
You're acting like every man on this beach is after my body. It's after my body. It's after my body.
You know, this is funny. I could do without all of the slow motion. You know, the actress might not be 15, but the character is supposed to be, so it's a little weird.
500 years ago, a boy, 16 years old, would come to the door with a flock of sheep, and he'd ask for your hand in marriage. You'd have kids by 16 and be dead by 23. That was.
I get where Doug Simpson is coming from, because teenage boys are like really weird and really gross and incredibly stupid. And you get a bunch of them together. Oh, it's just gonna get really annoying and really loud. He should have knocked. Oh, thank goodness. It is odd that they're listening to like an old song while they're like slow dancing in the dark. But he probably should have knocked anyway, because if you know your teenage daughter and her boyfriend are home and the lights are off, come on. He got lucky. He got lucky they were just dancing.
Well, you may not believe this, and you remind me of myself when I was your age.
What's that supposed to mean?
That's pretty funny.
Up for a drag, or is this car of yours all show and no go? Look, do you want to give me a break?
Hey, wait a minute. Who are these clowns?
Let's just go, okay, Jay?
No, wait a minute.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of geeks from school.
I'm not saying that those guys in the other car don't look very threatening, but I feel like I look more threatening than they do. And, you know.
Oh, thank you. Bonnie, isn't it?
What is that, Matthew Perry?
Yes, my father's quite angry with me. You see, both he and my grandfather went to Princeton, and I'm afraid I've disappointed them.
Oh, Princeton. Both.
It is weird that Matthew Perry's character is a senior at their high school, and Katie's 15, which means she could be in the 9th grade. I mean,
Drive safe. Bye-bye.
this soundtrack is really great. By the way, this song is playing as Tony Danza is spying on his daughter's boyfriend.
Stop crying. Come on.
Apparently, the original title for the film, I think, was Daddy's Little Girl, which, good call changing it, but this was released in, I think, Europe as Keep Your Hands Off My Daughter, which is hilarious. I don't know why they didn't call it that in North America, but that is a missed opportunity.
You went to college in the 60s, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wore your hair long, marched against the war, experimented with drugs, played loud rock and roll music.
This is actually hilarious that his fiance's father is coming down on him for being a corrupting influence on his daughter.
I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
You don't understand. I'm a parent.
That makes it twice as sick.
Now, come on, let's go. Come on. Is this romantic or what?
Okay. Cripes.
Excuse me, senor. Can you help me find Senor Timothy Micho?
Timo, the Omega King. He's back there somewhere. Hey, didn't I see you at the prom?
Oh, wait. I thought he jumped out the window. I guess he was diving headfirst at Wallace Shawn and instead went out the window.
Excuse me. Can I help you?
His daughter forgot her American Express card.
That's a restricted area.
I can explain. You know, it's sort of a long story.
I know it seems like they're committing a crime by going into a restricted area of an airport, but back in the 80s, it was fine. You could practically get on the plane without a ticket. And I know what you're thinking. That seems reckless and dangerous. So that was She's Out of Control. My expectations were low because the idea for the film sounded really weird. I think it has like a very low rating on Rotten Tomatoes. You know, the fact that Tony Danza wasn't playing a character named Tony. All of that kind of had me a little weary, but you know what? This was kind of enjoyably silly. It didn't take itself too seriously. It acknowledged when characters were being weird or strange. It was perfectly enjoyable. This was kind of a familiar role for Tony Danza, that of the harried father. But, you know, he plays it well. You know, not calling it Keep Your Hands Off My Daughter was a missed opportunity. It's not necessarily something I'd recommend, because it's like, who would you recommend this to? But yeah, that was She's Out of Control.
500 years ago, a boy, 16 years old, would come to the door with a flock of sheep. And he'd ask for your hand in marriage.